Chapter 33. Man. I ran to the high street, then slowed to a walk. I suddenly realised that the nice man in the shop might recognise me. He might have noticed that a phone case had gone missing and connected it to me. What if he called the police? I really needed his help, though. I had to take the risk. "Where's the rush?" said Charlie, catching me up. "Where are we going?" "The phone place. We need to get there before it shuts," I said. I told Reg I was walking Charlie home. I didn't tell him I was taking the egg with me. Charlie appeared to be in a daze. He wasn't listening to me. "Is that really Amelia Earhart's handkerchief?" he said. "I can't believe it." He looked so happy. "And that piece of Amundsen's glove? Wow. Well, that should definitely be shown to an expert. Maybe they could do some tests on it to date it to prove it's the right age, don't you think?" I had other things on my mind. "To be honest with you, I don't really care. I just want to get home, and I'm not sure I can. My dog is dead, Charlie. He died because I wasn't there to save him. I have to get back." We came to the phone place just as the lights turned off inside. "Quick, he's shutting," I said, pushing open the door. The man was walking across the shop with a big bunch of keys. "Sorry, lads, I'm closed. I'll be open at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning." "Oh, it's you again," he said. I stared back at him, holding my breath, as I waited for him to say something else. He had a slight smile on his face, and I relaxed a little when he didn't say any more. "I'm sorry to bother you, but I need your help," I said. "I've got this musical egg, and I really need to get it working." The man pulled his jacket on and did up the zip. "A musical egg, eh? I'm not sure if you've noticed, but this is a phone shop, you know. These things you kids stare at all day." He chuckled to himself, and Charlie took a step forward. "We just wondered if we could borrow one of your screwdrivers to open it up. It won't take a second," he said. I held the wooden egg in front of me. "Please?" I said. The man sighed. "Come on then, put it on the counter," he said. He went round the side and switched the lights back on. Then he got his glasses out of his case. I placed the egg carefully on the counter. This was my only way of getting home, and I really didn't want it damaged any further. "Wow, that's a beauty," said the man, studying the egg from all sides. "How do you open it?" I pressed the little knob on the top and the egg opened out. The bits were still inside, and I realised then that I probably should have left them back at Reg's house, where they'd be safe. I picked them up and stuffed them into my pocket. "I think this part at the bottom has a musical box inside," I said. "There's some tiny gold screws here and here," said Charlie, pointing at the box. "Have you got anything that will undo them?" The man squinted at the screws, then looked at us over the rim of his glasses. "No problem," he said. "Wait there." He went back out to the back of the shop. Charlie looked at me when he was gone. "I think we should ask him to try and fix it too, don't you?" he said. "I don't know how these things work, and I think he's your only hope." I felt bad. The man I'd stolen from was helping me more than anyone helped me in the world. He came back with a little pouch and a small torch strapped to his forehead. He grinned at us, then switched the torch on before pointing his head down at the egg. "This requires delicate operation," he said, removing a tiny screwdriver from the pouch. His tongue stuck out in the corner of his mouth as he twisted the egg round and began to undo the screws. We were wondering if you would be able to get it working as well." The man breathed out slowly as he removed the tiny gold screw and put it to one side. He began to undo the other one. "I see," he said. "You were in my shop the other day, weren't you?" He put the screwdriver down and took off his glasses and stared right at me. He knew. He knew I'd stolen the case. I dropped my eyes and nodded. The man was quiet. "I normally charge for this kind of thing, but I reckon you've kind of paid me already, don't you?" he said. "I have," I said. For a moment, I wondered what some kind of trick and he was going to mention me stealing. The man nodded and put his glasses back on as he picked up the dismantled phone and poked it again with a tiny little screwdriver. "Yep, you told me about your friend listening to Recordings of the Sun. When I go home tonight, I'm going to look that up and have a listen myself. Let's call that your payment to me, okay? You've taught me something I never knew." He gave me a kind smile and then looked back at his screwdriver. I looked at Charlie and he grinned at me. Just then the man removed the other screw and lifted the piece of wood out of the egg. Underneath were the silver workings of the music box. He tipped the egg to one side and a small piece fell out along with a tiny roll of paper. Charlie reached over and picked it up and slipped it into his trouser pocket. We both looked at each other. Was that piece of paper important? Important? "Fascinating. Such intricate work," said the man, peering at the music box. "It's just the rod that's come off. I should be able to fix it back on again." Charlie and I watched as we reattached the tiny rod using a pair of tweezers. He stood back and closed the egg with a click. "How does it play?" he asked. I held onto the egg and slowly twisted the little knob on top. When I let go, the music played for a few seconds from inside the egg. The man gave me a big grin as he put his tools away. Thank you so much, I said. No problem at all, said the man. Now I really must close the shop. Off you go now. As soon as Charlie and I got out of the shop, he took the small piece of paper out of his pocket. What is it? Is there anything on it? I said, desperately trying to see over his shoulder. Charlie unrolled the tiny scroll. I could just make out some elaborate handwriting, and he began to read. 4 precious things, 4 notes to play, to erase yourself from your very worst day. We looked at each other, and Charlie turned the piece of paper over. There's more, he said, and he began to read again. 4 precious things, 4 notes to play, if you want to return to that very worst day. He looked up at me. That's it, I said. The 4 things and the 4 notes. That's all it took to erase me, and that is going to get me back. Charlie grinned at me. I guess so, he said. I reckon you should try it now, to go back. What, here, now? I said. Charlie shrugged. Okay, well, I guess there's no time like the present, I said. We got to a bench and sat down. I opened the egg on my lap and reached in my pocket to take out the things I'd put away safely. I put them in the middle of the egg and closed it up until it clicked. Are you going to watch me then? I said, feeling awkward. Charlie shrugged again. I twisted the top of the egg and the notes began to play. As the 4th note died, I whispered, I wish I existed again. I closed my eyes and then opened them. Charlie was still there, staring at me. Guess it didn't work, he said. But why? Everything is back as it was. Everything. Let me see, said Charlie, taking the egg from me. He opened it up. So you've got the Mary Celeste sail, Amelia Earhart's handkerchief, Amundsen's glove. Where's the button? I stared at him. Louis de Prance's silver button, he said. I reached in my pocket to see if it was still there. It's gone, I said. Bex must have taken it.